Yo guys, welcome back to a brand new Call of Duty mobile video, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about the top 5 best guns in Call of Duty Mobile Season 7. So obviously we're just going to get straight into it. So starting off with gun number 5 on this list, it's going to be the QQ9. The QQ9 received a damage and range buff, and just making it an overall great SMG to use. Honestly, I really love using this weapon in Legendary rank. It's absolutely amazing, and it's by far one of the greatest weapons to use in terms of the SMG category, and you will be surprised by some of the other guns that are on this list. I know a lot of other people have made top 5 best guns, videos for this, specific season, and a lot of people don't really have the QQ9 in their list, but for the people that do, obviously they're onto something. And honestly, this gun is really good. It's definitely a really close range gun, close range SMG. You want to use it on close range maps like Nuketown, Summit, even Standoff. When you're playing in buildings and corridors, that's where the gun really shines. So it's just one of those guns where you just want to go out and slay out and really just go all in with your gameplay. Like I said, it's a very flashy gun to use in ranked. It's something that you just, like I said, want to just slay out with as much as possible. And considering how much damage there is on the gun now compared to last season when they buffed it, it's really good. Plus the range is way better. So now just putting on that monolithic and an RTC stock, RTC barrel is, does a great justice. But anyways, this is gun number 5, on this list. So, obviously let me know what you guys think about the QQ9 this season. I think it's a phenomenal SMG, and let's move on to gun number 4. So gun number 4 is none other than the KN-44. I have watched a lot of videos. A lot of people within the YouTube community, even COD community, have placed the Peacekeeper in this list, but I do think that the KN-44 does edge out the Peacekeeper quite a bit in terms of damage, range, accuracy. I mean, the whole thing. In terms of like comparing both the KN and the Peacekeeper, the KN does edge it out in the end. I mean, the damage is really what makes it a phenomenal AR to use. It makes it a really compact AR. And honestly, like I said, I brought you guys, a Gunsmith video on this gun, and I really think this is, one of the best ARs to use in this game. So one of the best, okay? Not the best, but one of the best. Certainly better than the Peacekeeper. The Peacekeeper is almost there, but like I said, the damage is just not quite there. And the KN-44 just has a really nice time to kill. It's a very versatile gun. It's something that you can use. It's more of a power position type of weapon. You hold angles, you lock down lanes, you kind of, break objectives. Specifically when you're playing hardpoint and domination, you're just kind of looking over your team, and that's how you want to play with this weapon. Long range, it really excels at that long range department. It's one of the best, things about this gun specifically, and I really have enjoyed it. And it, honestly, it really deserves a spot after it being buffed super hard this season. It's been a phenomenal AR to use, and I think many people would come to respect this gun and use it a lot more than the Peacekeeper, in my opinion, because it just provides so much more versatility, even though that the Peacekeeper is unique in its attachments. But regardless of that, I do think the KN-44 makes it top 4 in the best guns. So moving on to gun number 3, it's going to be the Kilo 141. This assault rifle has stayed basically in the top 5 meta for a very, very long time. I have not seen at any point in time where the Kilo is just underperforming in COD Mobile, regardless of how many nerfs. I mean, you guys know the Kilo, right? It's basically the best AR ever right now. I think until the Krig comes out, which in my opinion will be the AR to topple this AR. I don't know, it's just no comparison. Time to kill, close range combat is so good, I mean, on an AR. So it's really what makes this AR super good. It's the most accurate AR in the game. It has, like I said, a 50-round mag when you put it on. It's super good. The mobility is fantastic, even when you build it super heavy, and the ADS speed is super good naturally too. So it's like no matter how you build it, you're gonna just have the overall best AR in the game no matter what at any point in time. And honestly, I really like it. Obviously, I do have the mythic version in this gameplay, so it's just obviously even more broken because you get that nice built-in sight, you get that cool little animation for that sprinting animation, even though it doesn't really do you much. It's just overall makes the gun even feel more good to use, and honestly, I really like it. I think it definitely, gives it a new, style, and also, like I said, the Kilo 141 being the best assault rifle, and considering it has received so many nerfs from COD Mobile, I'm just surprised it's still on this list, but it does deserve to be here. And it has moved down, from second to first place, but there's a good reason why. And, you know, it's just like I said, it's just not, you know, an overwhelming weapon now, but it's certainly one of the best weapons to use all around for all game modes. Moving on to gun number 2, none other than the KSP-45. This gun is just absolutely just, you know, horrific, honestly. It really is an OP SMG. You really have to put in a lot of time into it. Even though it is a one burst, people say that this gun, you know, should be nerfed. I think it should be nerfed, but I also think it depends, though, because if your aim is not that good with it, you're not going to be able to, you know, do that much in, you know, the game with it. Personally, I just don't like, you know, burst weapons personally, but in ranked, I see this weapon so freaking much. It's absolutely unbelievable, and it's for good reason. I mean, people really value the KSP-45 because it just offers a lot. I mean, the attachments are super unique, and it's an all-around great SMG, and it's definitely, like I said, above the QQ9. Obviously, we have 2 SMGs on this list. And, you know, that just goes to show right now SMGs are kind of packing a huge punch in COD Mobile. So, I mean, for it being a one-burst weapon and it being a burst weapon in general and having a burst weapon in the meta, I mean, you got to give it. I mean, a lot of pros are using this right now for COD champs, scrims. I mean, this is what pros use on a daily basis. So, I'm not really surprised at this weapon. I don't use it that much in ranked because I really don't really like the weapon in general. And I think that it's just absolutely absurd having a burst weapon in the top 5. But it makes sense. I mean, the gun is super strong. You can't go wrong with it. I mean, the Gunsmith build has basically been the same. Everyone keeps it consistent. There's really no, you know, surprises when it comes to building the gun in the correct way, but I do think this is more of a sling out weapon. It's also a weapon in which you can do other things with in terms of holding down objectives. It's really good for breaking points. Like I said, it's a great S&D weapon in my personal opinion. I think this gun gives it a challenge. You know, having a burst weapon, it really, you know, modifies your ability to play with other weapons in the game, and I think it's just a phenomenal gun. But obviously, you know, COD Mobile might nerf this soon. Hopefully it does receive a nerf because I think it's kind of annoying having a burst weapon right now in the meta. Obviously, it does take some skill to use, but it's all right. Moving on to none other than the gun number 1. It's going to be the Switchblade. I have thought long and hard about this weapon after using it for so long, because like I said, I was going to bring you guys a top 5 weapons list, and I told you guys this was a top 5 weapon, but after using it, it's definitely the best gun this season. It's basically the CBR4, if you really think about it. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but basically everyone is using this weapon. This weapon does so good medium range, short range, and, you know, I would say around 15 to 20 meters. It really is that good, dude. It kills so fast. I mean, you can just see in the gameplay right now. Like, I'm just literally destroying people left and right. I mean, it doesn't even take, you know, that much. Like, here's this, and it beams. It's just so accurate, and also the mythic skin is also out for it. So if you have the mythic skin, it's even you know, it's even more cracked because the iron sight is a lot better. So in my personal opinion, this gun is the number 1 gun this season. I think any other gun, I do see a lot of other people putting the KSP-45 above this weapon, but no, I think this weapon does annihilate. You know, like I said, if your aim is really good with this weapon, you are going to just slay out. I mean, you're going to drop people like flies. It's not even funny how good this gun is. Accurate. Like I said, it's basically the CBR4. And honestly, I really like using this weapon. It's very unique in that regard. I mean, dude, like, you got to really, you know, appreciate COD Mobile's ability to introduce highly accurate weapons, but they're also kind of dangerous because it's like, now we're going into this meta where it's still going to be an SMG meta. We hoped, you know, last season, or no, the last 4 seasons, it was dominated by the CBR4, and now basically Call of Duty Mobile introduced an entirely new SMG that almost does basically what the CBR4 did before it got nerfed. So if you really think about it, obviously still basically sticking to the SMG meta is not something I really wanted to see out of this season, but obviously, you know, we digress. You know, as being Call of Duty Mobile players, we got to be able to adapt to the meta, and obviously the meta is still staying in the SMG category, and that's why I have to put this gun at number 1. I mean, it is the number 1 gun for a reason, and I think after when you guys use it and give it a try, you know, I'm fully confident in saying this is the number 1 gun this season. Really, it's the best gun in the game, and there's no arguing to it. And if you guys have made it this far into the end of the video, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys the next one. Peace.